evening, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warrinjoy, Woiwurrung traditional land for the iceHQ Recreational League Winter 2025 Division 5 Grand Final between the Swoopy Boiz in the black and the Toilers, formerly known as the Fred Minton Toilers. No relationship whatsoever to Edmonton in the orange. Coming through the season, it's been an interesting season. These two teams finished first and second on the ladder, and all the battles were close. They had two wins to the Swoopies and one to the Toilers throughout the season. Players to watch out for in particular, well, the Toilers, they have Josh Fassini, who has scored 22 goals this season for them and has been the dominant goal scorer throughout the league. The Swoopies will know that if they can shut him down, they're in with a really good chance of winning this game. They know they will have to do that. Likewise for them, some particularly effective players. Watch out in particular. He's a bit of a sleeper. He hasn't played all the games this season, but Ryan Bristow, who has some of the best hands in the business. Absolutely beautiful puck handler and skater. And when he is on, he is very, very hard to stop. Ryan Bristow wearing number 20 for the Swoopy Boiz this evening. Also Alex Westwood, who's pretty handy when he gets a chance. He needs to make sure that he plays his discipline and structure, but when he does, he's very effective as well. They've got a pretty good D too. The Swoopies, watch out, Ambrose Keane with a big long reach, and Jono Stokel, who looks a little casual, but he's always in the right place when he needs to be. Watch out also for the Swoopies, for the Toilers, Indy Beck, who we know can be particularly effective, and Pat Beck as well. So there's quite a few of the Beck boys in that team, and they've been very effective throughout this competition and through the league, through here at iceHQ, for a number of seasons, and they every now and then decide that they just want to win a game and kind of make it all look a little bit too easy. We'll see how that goes for them tonight against the Swoopies, who are in great form. Swoopies won this division last season, and we'll see how they go. They don't have the regular goaltender in the net tonight. I'm not sure who actually they have. It's listed as a substitute. It's not Ryan Hines, so I'm not sure who they have in the net, so I'm just going to have to call it the Swoopies goaltender. But we'll see how they go. But I'm particularly looking forward to seeing Ryan Bristow, how well he plays. He's a beautiful skater and has some of the absolute best hands in the business when he is on. It's going to be a cracker of a game, this one. We'll see if Boba Retrovic can manage to keep his shift short this season around, and we don't get in trouble with his relatives watching from Finland. Hello everyone in Finland, if you're watching this. It's a rare pleasure to have someone from that far across the world enjoying our coverage of this game. And Bob and I had a really good laugh about the game last season. He did explain that his long shifts were for a reason. And that was all good fun in the end, and he certainly understood the humour in which it was intended. We're about to get underway for the game. Ambrose Keane just circling around. A bit of a legend here at iceHQ. He scores, he goaltends, he does just about everything too, and he's been here for a long time after coming back from a hip injury not that long ago. But the face-off now won through by Fontana, who gets through, Rob Andrews, who gets through and gets the first shot away in the net. Gary Christensen having to make the first save for the Toilers early on, just 10 seconds in, but it's picked up now across to Ambrose Keane, who looks up ice, has an option looking for the foot there of Thompson. It's stolen though and pushed through by the Toilers, and Faccini gets the first shot away for them. He didn't get much on it, and in the end, unnamed mystery goaltender for the Swoopies makes the save for them. 15 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first. Both teams with one shot apiece. Faccini there, the absolute threat for the Toilers, and the Swoopies will know that as they line up their defensive zone face-off. Two wingers in the slot, moving the move up quickly, and they do that exactly. Nicely executed there. Jared Hopkins, he knows that move well. It's Jono Stokel rims the puck around the back of the net. It's a blast through, attempted to pick up there by Kyle Johnson, but he couldn't quite get through it. Swoopy's now back in numbers, and Jono just chips it up, tries to find some help in Jared Hopkins, and does. Hopkins goes to go down deep into the corner. Bristow on the ice, just circling around on the other side at the moment. He's got a little bit of space loose in the slot as the Toilers giving him a fair bit of room. They want to be careful about that. They get the puck out to him, they're in trouble. He can shoot that guy for sure. As Johnson fires it in, just bounces awkwardly for Christensen, who has to make a bouncy save. Sometimes known as a bit of a tumbling muffin, that one. Old Bruin fans rejoice from the good old years. And it's some particularly good commentary for the Boston Bruins, but they're going to have an interesting season this season, I think, coming up. Not too many predictions will be made about this season. It's going to be a bit of a random one, but I don't think Boston are going to have the best. Regardless, that's not relevant to this game. This is the Swoopies and the Toilers trying to clear it out of the zone, and they do. Blasting up through the middle now, but beautiful back check there. Alex Westwood got back quickly, just about knocks Bobber over in the process. Now he comes through. Westy with the wrong number on. Now Rakovic tries to get something, but he's robbed of the puck. Ambrose sees the threat and has to come back quickly down the middle as the Toilers come through and crash into each other as well. It's all a little bit random at the moment. Westy now moving up as the Toilers go across ice to try and pick up Penbury, who dumps it in deep. Ambrose will have to go back and get it. He's under pressure from Fay, and that leaves the puck behind, unfortunately for him, as now Toilers with a bit of pressure on. They try and break the puck up. Pemberton was looking to come across, but instead ended up having to give DeBono some room. He knew he had to back check quickly because West was on the move. Now Rakovic gets it back to West, who fires the cannon, but he's stick checked nicely. Rakovic tried to get it across the slot, couldn't get it to anyone in particular. Ambrose will have to go back and tidy it up, but he's going to have to hurry. He's under pressure. He's got Indy Beck banging the stick away at him behind, which is nothing more than just a little bit annoying. But gets the puck up now, DeBono. DeBono robbed of the puck, though, picked up there by Jet Beck very nicely indeed, but he can't keep a hold of it. Just losing his footing there was Westy. No, I tell a lie, that was Anthony Fontana, who just lost her footing. DeBono now clears the puck out of the zone, just a little bit pedestrian on the move, but gets it up ice, but only onto the stick of Jet Beck. But Jet found the stick there of Ben Thompson, who goes down deep into the corner. Goes down into Gretzky's office, just pinching in and keeping the puck in there nicely. Anthony Fontana tried to get a shot on. It's kept in that time by Zach Carter, who pushes the puck in deep. Now the Swoopies in a little bit of trouble if the Toilers can get the puck away. They had 4 players committed in deep. It's a bit brave for them, but Jono Stokel just ambles on back. Pushes the puck gently around the boards, perhaps a little bit pedestrian, but that's very much his style of play. Clean the puck out of the zone, though, the Swoopies. And Jono Stokel will go back once more to pick it up. Looks up ice. He's got some pressure coming in on him. Just chips it high nicely, but can't quite clear the puck out of the zone. It's on the stick of Ficini, who got a shot. But not enough to get past the goaltender and is seen harmlessly onto the netting, and we'll have a reset. 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 2 shots on the net to the Swoopies, 1 to the Toilers, and no goals. The referee drops the puck, and we are underway. It's picked up and nicely backhanded there by the Swoopies D. Hopkins manages to just chip the puck out of the zone. He was being pressed tightly by Beck, who's, of course, wearing the wrong number. We don't have a number 6 in the system, but anyway, that's all good. We do, just down in a different place in the order. Anyway, Gary Christensen there for the Toilers manages to clean up a little bit of a mess. And that will count as a shot on the net for the Swoopies. So we're tied up at 2 shots apiece for the Swoopy Boiz. Face off as a chip through one there by the Toilers. And nice piece of work there by the Toilers winger, blasting through quickly in a hurry. Ambrose being pressed tightly, manages to clear it out of the zone just underneath the desperate stick there of Josh Fancini. That danger man for the Toilers as Beck scoots around behind of the net. It's Daddy Beck, if you will. The puck only gets as far up as Ben Cottingham for the Swoopies, who clears the puck out of the zone quite safely. Everyone decides to have a little bit of a tumble on the blue line. No one decides they want the puck, but sooner or later someone says, I'll have it. And the Swoopies will clear it out of the zone onto the stick of Johnson. The Swoopies now having a little bit of a complaint about the puck in the wrong place. Shot fired in there by Hopkins, but he pushed it wide, and he had a good chance there to get a shot on Christensen, but elected to just push it wide instead of take the shot on the net. But the first power play of the game is going to go to the Swoopies, as Michael Beck, Daddy Beck will sit 2. Can the Swoopies capitalise on the power play, or can the Toilers get a shorty? There's nothing more embarrassing. We've seen 5-on-3 shorties here occasionally here at iceHQ, and that's really embarrassing. You can see the Swoopies defence pinching right in, getting quite confident. They want to be careful. Puck comes out in a hurry. They can be in a bit of strife when they do that. But shot fired in there, Ambrose Keane. He's keeping the puck in the zone. If they can keep the puck in the zone and get a bit of puck movement, get Gary Christensen moving around, that'll pay dividends towards the end. Gary's been around here for a long time, very experienced goaltender, but not the youngest man. He's around about my age, I think. Anyway, puck comes out. just not able to keep the puck in the zone there. Cottingham, the referees have called it as coming out past the zone. So Alex Westwood not paying attention to the referee and will get himself an offside. The rule, if you're not familiar with it, if the puck comes out of the offensive zone, so it crosses that blue line, every single player in the attacking team has to cross the line before any player in the attacking team can play the puck in the zone. And Westy played it before all of his teammates were out. Face off this side, won by the Swoopies, but stolen by the Toilers on a blast through the middle there by Patrick Farr. Just playing there from his knees was Jet Beck trying to get something happening. But it's played out the other way, and it's on the stick of Ryan Bristow, who has some room now, gets a bit of speed happening. Can he make anything constructive out of it? Perhaps not. No, sorry, Zach Carter. I'll get it right. Sorry, Zach. Bristow's around somewhere. Puck goes back around the back of the net. Gary Christensen makes another save. And we will have a little bit more time off the clock on the Beck penalty. Just 33 seconds to play on the penalty. By the time the puck is dropped, there'll be about 20. This is where it gets dangerous. Beck is probably going to come out behind the play. So the Swoopies' defence need to be aware of John O'Stokel. You can see him looking over at the bench, saying, I know he's coming out in a sec. I've got to keep an eye on that because there's only 20 seconds to go on the power play. Jono just tries to chip the puck back in, but it's stolen there by Farr, who's on the break. Racing back in a hell of a hurry there to fix it up, though, was Fontana, who saw the danger. We're back now to 5-on-5 hockey in just a second. It won't be a huge deal. The puck is fired in. A little bit of a tricky bounce there for Zach Carter. He looks up ice now trying to find some options. Hasn't got much movement. Plays up through the middle. Gets it onto the stick of Johnson, who tips it down into the corner. Gets the puck across the front of Gary Christensen. It wasn't going in anywhere. And now Eddie Beck comes flying up. Michael Beck gets past the check of Carter. Leaves the puck behind, unfortunately for him. It goes through the slot. Dangerous for the Swoopies, but not able to keep it in there was Patrick Farr. He looks up ice, tries to chip it in. Been a little bit uncomfortable this evening. Not super comfortable on his feet by the look of it. Zach Carter plays the puck once more. Finds Hopkins. Hopkins can't get it past Beck, who just owns the boards, and he's got help too. Fakes the pass, takes the puck himself, but he's picked there by Johnson, who just picked his pocket. Now the puck comes up. It's on the stick of Christensen, who tried to dump it in. Westwood jumps straight on the change. So too is Bristow. Bristow tries to get it across his stick. He's checked nicely though by Christensen. Puck comes up high. Jono Stokel has it. He just dumps it in the corner nicely. Good play there by Jono, just making exactly the right decision. Under pressure, put it in deep, turn the other team around. Beck looks to play it out. He's been on the ice now a long time. The break not effective. Bristow plucked it out of the sky. Westy gets a shot away, but it goes high and wide. I think his stick was lifted. Wasn't quite as clean as he would have liked. But now it is the Toilers looking to come back the other way, but Bristow steals it on the blue line, chips it into the slot, trying to get the stick of Hopkins. Hopkins couldn't quite get it in. It was a tumbling bouncer. Just on the half volley, it just went over the blade of his stick and comes back out, and this time on the stick of Cottingham, who was being pressed by Ficini. You don't want to take risks when he's on the ice. Certainly don't want to get too casual. And the poke check taken away from them by the Swoopies, but they win it back there on the stick of Cottingham once more. Bristow goes deep into the corner. Cottingham gets a shot across the front of the net. Watched harmlessly go across the front. It wasn't going to go in there by Christensen. Not able to quite get onto it. Watkins, who was picked off there by Thompson. Rakovic skating up the middle looking for some possession if he can get it. Wants to get involved in this game as he can. Not quite able to get onto it cleanly. The Swoopies is now picking the puck up and playing cross ice there. Patrick Farr. Always dangerous to lob it blindly. If you're going to go cross ice, you've got to put some sauce on it. Rakovic just stays onside. Millimetres in it as the puck stuck on the boards, battling. Now the Swoopies go in to help each other out. There's everyone digging away. Puck comes out of the zone. It's picked up though. Zach Carter, he has to wait for Rakovic to get onside, and you can see him just holding up, and he wisely just rims the puck in deep, looking to get DeBono in to pick it up on the other corner. DeBono races in, gets onto it. It's lost at his feet, loses his footing just briefly. He's got players loose and calling for it. Carter on the point. It would have been a bad call if it got to him because there was 3 orange bodies in the way. But Carter again ends up with it, dumps it in deep, and the Swoopies will make some changes. Bono just watched it go under his feet. King, the last line of defence, plays it across, looking for Carter. He's dancing with the disaster, the Swoopies, when they make those passes, but they're getting away with them. McBride wasn't quite able to get onto it. Certainly had a decent chance. So puck now driven into the corner. No icing the call. Keane has to get back there first. He does. He rims it away from the pressure. Playing up ice, he's got DeBono up ice too as Carter looks to play DeBono. DeBono gets it on his stick, Carter just blows a tyre. Now it's loose, DeBono looks up ice, chips it across. Keane is there for the Swoopies, who dumps it in deep. It's going to go for no icing, okay. He did play it from his side of the ice, but they've said no. As the Toilers looking to get it out of the zone if they can. Nice play there for them by Ilovsky. Puck around the back of the net as the Swoopies look to try and put it into the slot. They've got two loose there. Two players in the slot, but the Toilers managed to clear it out. The referee has no hand up for an icing call. As they do have an icing call. Sorry, it looked like they had none, but no, the referee has called it, and we have an icing. 3 minutes, and it'll be 3 minutes almost exactly when they drop the puck for this particular face-off. Swoopies with 8 shots on the net, the Toilers just the 3 so far, so the ice definitely tilting the direction that the Swoopies would like it to go. But they haven't been able to capitalise on it just yet. Gary Christensen will be starting to feel it. The Swoopies win the face-off. They fling the shot in across the front. Christensen just plucks that one out of the sky and makes it look way easier than it was. That's old man experience and craft. There's not much you can pull the wool over Gary Christensen's eyes. He's been playing this game for a very long time and knows all the tricks. As the Swoopies fired that one. And they get a change now. Westy coming on to take the face off for the Swoopies. It's lost under his feet. He can't quite control it. They chip it high instead, though. Racing in to pick it up in the corner, the Swoopies. They put it across into the slot. Westy was there. Couldn't get a stick on it. So too another Swoopies body as the Toilers clear it out there. Watkins just managed to get enough on it, but Jono Stokel goes back and just chips it in away from Indy Beck. Staying on side, but only just was Fontana. Fontana gets a shot across the front of Christensen. It's loose and bobbling. It's still loose. Shot fired in there by Westy. He went for the slot, but Christensen was there and shut the gap. Alex Westwood in good position. It was a great opportunity, but they couldn't quite get it through. Christensen shot that 5-hole hard on that puck, and it's no way it's getting through. And with just under 2 minutes to go in the first, the Swoopies 13 shots to the Toilers 3. It's been all Swoopies so far. But if Ficini can find his feet, know exactly how dangerous he can be. The Swoopies win the face-off this time. They try and chip it in. It just bobbles high up in the air. It doesn't hit anything. So the puck stays in play. Swoopies with a risky cross-ice pass. They get it past Hopkins. If you've got a stick out, may well have intercepted that. But it gets to Ficini, who takes a shot. But it is deflected by the blocker, by the mystery goaltender for the Swoopies, and put into net for a stoppage. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. When the puck is dropped, it'll be around about 1 minute and 10 in the first of this Division 5 grand final between the Swoopies and the Toilers. The puck is dropped this time. The Toilers win it, but racing up to get it first. Bristow gets a stick on it, but doesn't get it past the pinching in defence of the Toilers. But now he's got some time and space. He's got Hopkins with him as well. Has to get around the defensive pressure there of Hodson, and does. But he's pushed deep into the corner. Cycling in high for them is Thompson, who is unmarked in the slot if they can get the puck up to him. But it goes just achingly behind his feet. Keane fires the shot in. It bounced off Ficini, who nearly had a chance, but it went in a direction that no one expected. Now here come the Toilers with numbers. Ficini trying to give himself some space. It's 3-on-2. The Swoopies being a bit pedestrian. Gets across to Ficini, who missed a sitter there. He'll be ruining that one. That should have gone in. The Swoopies way too casual on the back check. Hopkins just watching that one instead of sprinting back. And Hopkins, you can see why. He's gas tired, and they needed fresh legs. Short shifts, boys. That's how you win games. And the puck will be brought back, and it looks like it's been called for an icing. Yep. So the Swoopies caught an icing. They were very pedestrian on that back check. They gave Ficini way too much room, that 3-on-2. And in the end, he had a great chance and just fluffed it. Might have been just a little bit of an awkward bounce regardless. He'll still be ruining that one. You've got to capitalise on those chances when they come. And at the end of the first period, it's no goals. Swoopies 13 shots on the net. Toilers just the 5. And they had very, very nearly got one in that last moment of the game there when Ficini got away and was loose in the slot on a bouncing puck and just couldn't quite get it past the goaltender and into the net. But it was a very, very good chance indeed for the Toilers. Very much against the flow of the game. Swoopies need to make sure they keep their shifts nice and short. They're getting tired and slowing down towards the end of that period. They started off with a lot of authority. But when you long shift, you get tired and you don't recover. It's basic human physiology. It's a very, very hard thing to get through players' heads, is that you shouldn't be on the ice more than about 45 seconds. In fact, it's longest shifts in NHL games are typically around about 45 to 50 seconds, and it makes a massive difference. Sometimes you get stuck on the ice a bit longer because you're under defensive pressure. But as a general rule, short shifts, short and fast. Get on, sprint, get off, recover. If you can do that, you keep your intensity up all the way through the game, and it's very, very effective. There's an old saying, the change is more important than the rush. But we get a bit excited, and sometimes we forget that. We're all human. Except Gary Christensen, who I'm quite sure is some form of a super android. He's been doing this for years and never broken. Don't know where you get your spare parts from, Gary, but can I have some of them? We're about to get underway in the second. This time the face-off won cleanly by the Toilers, but unfortunately for them it goes past their D. It's picked up there. Rakovic comes into the corner, trying to put some pressure on the defence. Now the Swoopies looking to put the puck across the front, feed in the way by the Toilers defence. Goes up to McBride, who gets the puck out of the zone. Trying to get past everyone. Ficini gets onto his forehand. He's ridden though deep into the corner. Hasn't got much in the way of choices to pass to. McBride's loose in the slot if they could get to him, but they couldn't quite get it there. And the puck goes round behind the back of Gretzky's office. It will be picked up by Cottingham for the Swoopies. Rajovic just chipped off his stick, but unfortunately for the Swoopies, it went straight to a Toilers D, but they can't do anything much with it. And now they play the puck, but they miss all the passing options. Clear the puck out of the zone, boys. Number one priority, get it out of the zone. Yeah, not put it into the slot. But the puck is still loose in the slot. It's still down loose in the slot. Everyone's staring at it and standing their feet. Cottingham looking a little bit dazed there at the moment. Maybe he's had a hit in the head. I don't know. Shot fired from a distance, goes and scores. Toilers get the first one. It's flung in there hard by Richard Penderthy. Flings that one in hard. And that came about because the Swoopies were just a bit pedestrian in getting the puck out of the zone. You've got to have some urgency on that. You can't afford to dawdle in your defensive zone, and you have to clear the puck with some authority. If you just stand there staring at it, and you give a team like the Toilers, who are no slouches, you give them that sort of possession, sooner or later they're going to stick one in the net. And they've only had 6 shots on the net, but one of them is now a goal. Underway now again. 14 minutes to play in the second. Toilers with a 1-goal lead. Westy plays it back to Stokel. Stokel cross ice, but not much on it. Gives it to Zach Carter, who dumps it in past Andrews. There's no one in there, but racing in to try and put some pressure on them. It's Fontana. Fontana gets there first, battling for it on the boards against Michael Beck. Michael manages to win that battle and clear it in, but it's pushed in hard by Stokel this time. Just fanning on the pass there was Indy Beck. Couldn't quite get enough on it. As Andrews now couldn't get it. Indy Beck now retrieves the puck, gets across through the middle of the neutral zone, gets past Fontana, but only as far as Westwood, who plays it across to the feet of his teammate. Nice poke check there by Christensen. And speaking of Christensen, Gary Christensen makes the save from a inventive little shot. And with 13.5 minutes to play, the Toilers 1, the Swoopies 0. Swoopies will need to get one back pretty quickly, get themselves in this. They want to win the grand final. You can't do it without scoring goals. It seems obvious, but you've also got to make sure that you clear the puck out of your zone quickly and not give away easy chances. That's the critical thing. Goals are hard to score in hockey, and if you give away easy chances, it's not going to work. Bristow now for the Swoopies. He's got Cottingham up on the point if he wants him, not covered. Shot fired there by Hopkins. Bristow came in to contest it as well, but Christensen had it all tied up. And the referee will say we'll stop the game. Lost sight of the puck. Game stops. That was a genuine chance there for the Swoopies if they could do something constructive enough with it. They very nearly did. Christensen was up to the task and shut it down. This time the puck face-off one. Bristow couldn't quite get a handle on it. It's blasted through though. Picking up Stokel, just Cottingham, but he loses his footing. Onto the backhand was Johnson. He's all running into each other at the moment as Cottingham circles back trying to find a shot fired off the point there by Johnson. Went just wide. Christensen just got to manage to get his blocker onto it. Cottingham will go back and pick it up. He turns around, gets past the pressure. Keane now just a little bit casual with the puck. He maybe wasn't aware of the pressure coming from behind. Bristow now with a chance. He's got Johnson with the puck. Bristow cuts across. Johnson tries to get a shot away. It's in loose. Bristow was there for a tip but couldn't get onto it. And the Swoopies will have to keep it in. Just Cottingham manages to not quite keep it in. He was nearly there. Franchini with a chance now. He pushes into the corner. This is the danger man, and they know it. Cottingham's got to go put some pressure on him. Shuts him down into the corner nicely, though. Recovered from that little lapse. And the Swoopies get back in numbers now. Leaving a player loose in the slot, though, but they clear the puck out of the zone. Just not quite. Shot fired, but foot gets in the way there. It was a shot fired in by Christensen. And now the Swoopies with 3-on-2 coming back the other way. Bristow with a bit of room. He elects to pass back. And unfortunately for him, it's a little bit too cute, not enough shoot. And Ficini stole it from him and now comes back the other way. Take the shot, young man. If you don't shoot, it will never go in. It's really that simple. And every time you make a pass, it's a risk of not going things. Zach Carter now has a bit of room. He tries to make some space. Tries to get a shot. He loaded the cannon, but just misfired a little bit. Another chance, though, is trying to push in is De Bono. De Bono loose in the slot, just loses his footing as he was pushed out of the way by Ficini. Now Carter is in deep. Rakovic up on the point, covering for him. Good play there by Bobber. He goes in to try and pick the pocket of place. But Michael Beck ends up with the puck and runs it around behind the back of the net. This time Rakovic has the puck, looks up ice. He's got movement this time. He's got West. He tries to pass to him, but he's picked. Just a pass to a player just standing a little bit too still, and it was Patrick Fay who got it. You can't stand still in this game and expect passes to come through. You must be moving. Now the Swoopies look to put it in deep, but it is just picked up nicely there by the unflappable Liam Patrick, who just dumped it in deep. But unfortunately for him, he's iced it, and it will come back for an icing. Still, then again, if you're a toiler, you don't mind. You've got a lead. Take another 30 seconds off the clock. It's less time for the Swoopies. The Swoopies need to score 2 goals to win, and the Toilers don't need to score any. So every time the clock stops, it's in the Swoopies. It's in the Toilers' favour. It's the advantage of the goal lead. It's basic maths. It's not complicated. Face off. Won this time by the Toilers, but they can't clear the zone. It'll be picked up there by Fontana, who tries to get the puck across the slot. He was looking for Andrews. Couldn't get it through to him as Beck now around the back of the net, chips it through. It's loose in the slot though. Fontana almost got there, but not enough. And here come the Toilers with space. And that's Penderthy. Fires the cannon wide. It's deep into the corner now as the Toilers pick it up. A little poke check from the unnamed goaltender for the Swoopies. They try and move it around the back, but instead the goaltender will grab it and we'll have a stop. Clock will stop. And the Toilers will say, you know what? That's fine by me. Let's put the puck on the net. Goalie makes a save. The clock runs down. You get a reset. Or sometimes it goes in. It's pretty simple. If you don't shoot it on the net, it's pretty unlikely. Face off this time won by the Swoopies. They try and clear the puck up the ice. It went as far as the blue line. They managed to clear it out. The cannon was fired there, but it was a misfire by the Toilers' defence. So Ambrose now, Andrews tried to come in and pinch in, but here comes Beck with a bit of room, goes in the corner. He's got to get around the Swoopies' defence there in Cottingham, who does a good job of shutting that one down. Does a lot of work here in training, Cottingham. He's an asset to the Swoopies for sure. Shot fired across the front, bounces off the net, and we will have a stoppage. And the Swoopies will get fresh legs. It's harder to change in the second under defence because you're further away. Quite often games are won and lost in the second period when the changes get more difficult because where your bench is relative to your home, it is a harder change in the second. But you still got to get the changes. Face off this time, won cleanly by the Swoopies back behind the net. They look to break it up ice. Bristow was moving up the point. Gets past the outstretched stick work of Christensen. But Michael Beck gets back there. He saw the threat and shut it down. Very experienced player indeed. You won't pull the wool over his eyes, that's for sure. Puck loose, bobbling around in the slot, but Gary Christensen this time is down there. And he shuts it down once more. And also lifts his helmet up and just has a bit of a chat. Takes another 10 seconds off the clock. Yes, Gary, you know what you're doing. I'd do the same. If I was a Swoopy, I'd be saying, come on, let's get this game going. The clock is not on our favour. We want to get some pressure on these guys. They've had the run of the game. They've outshot the Toilers 2-1, but they don't have the goals. And it's the ones that get through the net that matter. They fling the puck in from a distance. This time that was Ambrose Keane trying to do the right thing. He got the puck in deep. Puck bobbles in front of the net, but goes around behind it instead. Now the Toilers play the puck behind the net in Gretzky's office. Rakovic floats in. Puck's loose. You can see 4 Swoopies in close. If the Toilers get the puck now, they're in trouble. Shot fired but wide by Kyle Johnson, who had a lot of time and just sprayed it. You can see the Swoopies. They like to have 4 players in really deep, which is very risky because if the Toilers get behind them, then it's all over. Carter takes a shot wide, but it deflects off Beck's foot. Goes back the other side. Now the Toilers break it out, looking for Beck's foot. Carter will have to go back and get it. Opportunity there for the Swoopies to get a change if they do. That's you, Boba Rakovic. Remember last year? Hello to everyone in Finland. Here he comes again. Rakovic tries to get past Michael Beck. Can't. Beck's got all that skill and experience, and he just takes the puck away. Twists around, fires the puck back up to Watkins. Watkins reverses the play back around the other way to pick it up. Ambrose Keane fires the cannon as a tip. Second chance, and it just trickles over the line. That one got past Gary Christensen. There was a tip and an awkward bounce. And we'll just see this one on the replay. And it gets in a little bit closer, hopefully. Keane started it off with a shot from the point with a fair bit on it. Did the right thing there, absolutely, Ambrose Keane. I'm not sure if he'll get the assist for it, but he should. Maybe not on the scoreboard, but certainly in the souls of his players. They will know that was on him. We're not seeing the replay for that one. You'll have to scroll it back on YouTube and have a look at it yourselves, I'm afraid. And see exactly what happened. But it just rolled over the shoulder and just trickled over the line. Gary Christian couldn't do much about it. We're now back to a 1-all game. So now both teams need to score a goal in order to win it with 5 minutes to go in the second. Get enough shots in the net. It's really a matter of time. This time the Toilers fired in from a distance. Perhaps looking for a tip in there was Patrick. So Fay has the puck taken away from him. A nice piece of stick work there by Alex West. Westy did well to shut that one down. They know Fakini is the danger man. If he gets the puck, he can score a lot of goals in a hurry. As the Toilers just taking the time. West just glubs it down and plays it up the ice. You are allowed to hand pass in your own zone. It's not in the neutral zone or the offensive zone. The Toilers now just slowing it down a little bit. They want to pick up their tempo a little bit as the Swoopies were forced just to reset. West gets past the first check, but doesn't manage to keep the puck. Now he's got a second chance if he's paying attention, and he is. But the Toilers will take it out now. It's on to the stick of Hodson. He gets onto his forehand. He's pushed wide into the corner, though, by the very effective Ben Cottingham, who has been superb so far throughout this game. He's been the pick of the D for the Swoopies, without a doubt. Keane may have got the goal, but Cottingham's been excellent in terms of owning the space. Puck loose in the slot for them. They've got to clear the puck out now. Just a little bit of a backhand gets away from the pressure there. DeBono was enough on it. West now with the puck on his stick. DeBono has to stay onside. He hits the break. West gets onto his forehand. Takes a shot. Christensen, a bounce high off him. There's a swing there. Another one from West, but he couldn't quite get onto the awkward bounce. But it's gone all the way back down the other end, and Jono Stokel will have to skate as fast as he can skate to pick up the, make sure it stays in icing. And we brought back the other end for a defensive zone face-off for the Toilers. A good piece of play there by Westy. Got himself a good chance, put the puck on the net and try and get the rebound, and it nearly went. Certainly pressure on Gary Christensen, which is what they need. 23 shots on him now for the one goal. Get a few more, he'll start getting tired. Even the bionic man doesn't last forever. Shot fired in by, this time, Kyle Johnson got the shot in, but it went high. The trick with Gary Christensen is keep getting him down and up and down and up, and then he'll get tired, as he is human, despite what you may think. Michael Beck now, you could see him making a very conscious decision there not to play the puck across in front of the net. That's very smart play indeed from him. Ambrose Keane has to fix it up. Nice piece of play there by Andrews, who managed to get onside. Just going into the corner now. Andrews skates across into some space. The pass was on. Pushing in now Carter. Gets a shot. Bounces off a few bodies. Everyone goes for a bit of a tumble. Keane now will have to dig it in on his backhand. He just waits a little bit, possibly a little bit too long for the forechecking pressure there from place. But it was enough in the end. And we're going to have a whistle. And it looks like we're going to have a... No, there's no penalty on that one. Maybe it was an offside. Yep, we've been called an offside on that one. Referee just making sure Orlovsky is not creeping up too close on the face-off, and as soon as she turns it back, of course, he will do exactly the same. Johnson gets onto his forehand, takes a shot, puck's loose once more, not able quite to get there. Bristow, he was on the spot, but it was just a little bit of an awkward bounce. Comes across Zach Carter now, winds the cannon, fires hard, it deflects off some shin pads. It was Fay who got his pads there in the way of it. As Johnson chips the puck across, it comes across to Ambrose, who got that earlier assist on the earlier goal. Backhand chance now. Bristow just puts a little bit of a dribbler in there. But it won't quite get through the feet there of Christensen, who was down and onto it. Nice chance there for Bristow. It's Jared Hopkins lying on the ground throwing his gloves around. I don't think he's trying to start a fight. But he wants to wear his gloves. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but we will have a stoppage of play. And there's a piece of something on the ice just underneath the referee's feet, and they've worked out what it is. Oh, it's the puck. It's certainly a piece of something. It's a piece of rubber. 1 minute to play in the second. 26 shots on net to Swoopy's, just 11 from the Toilers, but the score one apiece. The Swoopy's have been a little bit careless at times with flooding the zone and getting 4 players in really, really deep. They want to be mindful of that. Sooner or later, Patrick Farr's going to get behind them. Sorry, Josh Fassini will get behind them and it will be all over. Keane now has to race back and pick up the puck. He plays it cross ice back to, I'm not exactly sure, he was looking for Zach Carter, who might have called for it. But they're in deep in their own defensive zone. If they turn around here, they'll be annoyed. They managed to get the puck at the top of the zone, but not clear it out. It's kept in. Going back now to pick it up for the Toilers, Zilovsky. Zilovsky being pushed hard on the boards though, but the Toilers still with possession. Just a little bit casual sometimes, the Swoopies, on getting the puck out of the zone. The Toilers keep it in. This time they fire the cannon hard. It goes high and wide. The tip-in was a possibility. Now the Swoopies have the puck. Can they clear it out of the puck with a bit out of the zone with some authority? And they do with speed, going coast to coast. Getting a shot on the net. It's loose. Trying to get a backhand at Bristow. Oh, it's loose, but he's beaten by the siren. Great chance there for Bristow. You could see the chance was on. The shot was taken. A piece of coast-to-coast skating from the breakout with some speed. Bristow had that chance for a rebound, but just couldn't quite get it in. And the horn, it was another second chance. It would have been a third chance for him, but the siren blew just as he got there. So at the end of the second, an interesting period. A goal to McBride for the Toilers, and one to was eventually given to Kyle Johnson, and Ambrose Keane was given the assist on that, which is good to see. So Ambrose Keane with the assist. He set it up certainly with that shot from the point, and then a very awkward bounce went over the shoulder of Gary Christensen to score the comeback goal for the Swoopies to tie it all up at 1 goal apiece about halfway through the second. So in terms of flow of the game, shots on the net very much in favour of the Swoopies, almost 3 times as many, 27-12. That's a big margin of shots and pressure. Christensen so far very much up to the task. And again, the Swoopies have been complacent at times. They've been having flooding the zone with 4 players in very, very deep. And the risk you take when you do that is that if the other team gets the puck, if Josh Fassini, for example, gets a puck on a breakaway, or one of the Beck boys, and we know they're pretty fast, then the Swoopies will find themselves in a lot of trouble. They need to shut that down and get a goal if they want to win it. And the Toilers, of course, want to go the other way. They'd be quite happy to see the Swoopies do that and get the puck out to someone like Fassini to tickle the twine. 16 minutes to go, 1 goal each. If we do end up tied at the end of regulation, it does go to 5 minutes and 3 sudden death overtime. At the end of that, it will go to a penalty shootout. Speaking of Faccini, there he goes through the middle. Sorry, that was Beck. Now it's loose. Now Faccini tries to chip it through, but it's picked up instead and cleared out of the zone in the end by Westwood. Puck fired across to Faccini. They can't quite get it to him. Johnny Stokel just chips it through. He was looking for Westwood. Westwood couldn't get a stick on it. It gets past him as well. Now it's on the stick of Cottingham again, who has been superb for the Swoopies thus far. Gets a stick in the way of the shot there by the goal-scoring machine, Faccini. Shots fired from a distance. Everyone lost sight of it. Came through a screen. It was a good cannon there by Penberthy. But the unnamed goaltender standing for the Swoopies makes the save. And we are still 1 goal apiece with 15 minutes to play in the third and final of the grand final for Division 5 here at iceHQ in the Recreational League for winter 2025. Face off this time won by the Swoopies. Cottingham goes back to get it. He's pushed off the puck though, battles for it hard, but in the end it's stolen from him by Hodson. Hodson's trying to get it into the slot as they battle. Fontana now has the puck on the blue line, wisely chips it up the boards and gets it out of the zone. That's the right choice. Now it's on the stick of Andrews, who goes into the corner. He's got Thompson calling for it on the blue line, who's not marked. Gets the puck up to him. It's loose in the slot, but it's picked up by the Toilers. There was Liam Patrick. Now it's played out of the zone, but the Swoopies keep it in and fire it in hard and deep from the point. Zach Carter doing exactly the right thing, but it comes back at John O'Stokel, misses it, goes through his feet. He's got to skate back as fast as he can skate, but luckily for the Swoopies, Carter saw how dangerous it was. Carter's though rubbed off the park, and there's going to be a penalty given to Matthew Watkins. You are actually supposed to play the puck, not the player. If in the process of playing the puck, you collide with the player, that's okay. But if there's no intention to play the puck, as was clearly the case there, then you sit 2 for a check. So Matthew Watkins will sit 2, and the Swoopies will have a penalty. It's their second power play of the game. Can they turn this into the goal they would like to give themselves the lead? Or can the Toilers get a shorty? We'll see how they go. 2 minutes of penalty on Matthew Watkins. They've all done it. Face off this time won by the Swoopies. Bristow tried to chip it in, finds the backhand stick of Hopkins, who'd fired it in. Bristow goes behind the net, can't quite get onto the puck, and the Toilers will clear it out of the zone, but it's kept in there just by Johnson, who flings it in deep into the corner. Now the Swoopies, with a bit of time to get organised, they play it back up to the point, or they could have played it back up to the point, but they choose not to. Instead it goes across to Keane. Keane winds, chips it in high. There was a chance for a tip in, but just a little bit too high on that one to Ambrose. Now they cycle up and start using their defence, the Swoopies. Nice play back in deep, so playing low and high and low and high. Keane just creeping in a little bit. He's in a great place if they can get the puck to him, with all the Toilers all lying on the ground in front of the net. A bit of axe chopping going on. This time Bristow has some time. He can skate in if he wants. He tries to tip it in looking for another tip. Goes behind the net. A bit of a play there for the Swoopies. It hasn't been terribly useful for them yet, but they get a shot away this time. Still loose. Christensen got enough in front of it to shut it down. Good sustained pressure by the Swoopies on this power play as it comes in again. Hopkins couldn't get onto it. Bristow will sweep in. Gets past the first bit of pressure. Tries to get a shot away. It's pushed around behind the back of the net. Tries to put it in the slot. He's got Hopkins there. Christensen's down and occupying a lot of space, but a lot of room over his hands if they can get the puck up. Once he goes down, he doesn't like getting up. And unfortunately for Ambrose, Keane totally lost sight of where the puck was. As they're racing down with some speed was a Toiler in a hurry and on a mission. And that was Patrick Fay. Now the Swoopies look to come back. Keane plays it up ice, finds Carter. Swoopies have made a change, which they desperately needed to do with 22 seconds to go on the power play. West flings it across to no one in particular, but luckily for him, Carter was there. Carter crosses the line, but caught offside. I think may well have been Martin DeBono. And at the end of this, when this face-off is taken, Matthew Watkins will be back on the ice. They've had some good sustained pressure, the Swoopies, but were unable to score. And it will be drop of the puck player back on the ice. So the Swoopies need to be aware of this. They're going to have Matthew Watkins jumping on, possibly behind them. John O'Stokel alert to the threat, hopefully. He's old enough to know all these tricks as the Swoopies play it in there through Bob Rekovic, through to Westwood, who goes around the back of the net. Swoopies have spent a lot of time behind the back of the net. Stokel cruising in, goes through his feet. It's no icing. He's racing in to get at his back. Getting there first, Cottingham. He's going to just reverse the play and get away from the forechecking pressure now. Having the Swoopies with some room. He's got, he had Bob Rekovic with him, but he just put the puck behind him and unfortunately gave it straight back to one of the Beck boys. And the Swoopies look to play it back out. West can't clear the zone. His backhand wasn't a bad choice, but unfortunately for him, there was an orange body in the way, colour of a traffic cone. That's all it has to be. This time going to pick it up is Stokel. Stokel looks up ice. Doesn't see many options. Just tries to chip it up through the middle. He was looking perhaps for Rekovic. Rekovic will skate in, but no icing the call. It's going in to pick it up is Penbury for the Toilers. Back the other way, Zach Carter comes out fresh from a change. Stuck down under his feet. They've got Beck loose in the slot who fires the cannon, but it goes wide. He couldn't quite get onto it. Just a little bit overexcited. Just lost his balance. Rekovic now with a chance. He's got some room. The puck went past him though. Puts a little bit of forechecking pressure on, going backwards and forwards, a bit of table tennis as Stokel tries to chip it out of the boards, but it was not quite kept in there. Indy Beck couldn't quite do it as Thompson collides with Beck. And we're going to get a penalty there on, I think, Thompson. We'll see. No penalty. We're just going to have a face-off maybe for an offside. 9 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third and final period here. Again, if it does go to overtime, it'll be 5 minutes of 3-on-3 sudden death. And if it's still tied up at the end of that, which happens more often than you think, then it goes to a penalty shootout. Everyone except goalies loves penalty shootouts, and coaches. Coaches hate it too. Fontana now with the puck on his stick, just stops and hits the break looking for some support. He was covered as the Swoopies now, as the Toilers get away, and wouldn't you know it, it is Ficini who fires a shot. And it goes in. You can't let him go, because that's what he does. Josh Ficini gets through the goaltender, got that breakaway. Swoopy's guilty of pinching in too much, and they let Ficini get behind them, and that's what happens. Got to shut him down. You've got to be alert and awake to that one. Well, it will happen all day, or certainly when you don't want it to. So with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third, Toilers out to a 1-goal lead. They've got half as many shots on the net, but they've made them count. Coming back now through the play is Andrews, gets pushed into the corner, Beck's on him, goes across the front of the slot, but Christensen shuts it down. If you're a Toiler now, you're quite happy to run the clock down as much as you can until it gets 2 minutes to go, when we'll then go to stop time, and the clock will stop with every stoppage. So for the next 6 minutes, the Toilers will be looking to slow the game down as much as they can, give the Swoopies less and less time to score, put more pressure on them. So they don't need to score any now to win it, whereas the Swoopies need to score 2. Carter keeps the puck in just, but it's robbed from him, and he's stolen. Watkins it is who steals the puck. Carter comes back and makes amends. Watkins couldn't do enough with it. As Carter now stops, chips it up the boards, tries to find some help. He got the puck to Andrews, who runs into a brick wall of Christensen. But a shot is fired there, but wide of the net by the Swoopies. Christensen doesn't have to make a save. He looks even better. Racing now to pick it up is Andrews, who looks up ice. He's got some movement, but he passed it straight to a Toiler. Luckily for him, he couldn't handle it cleanly. This time it's on the stick of Johnson, who goes deep into the corner, being watched by Beck. Johnson tries to get on his forehand, puts it in the slot, trying to chip it in there, Fontana, but it wouldn't go. It's loose again in the slot, picked up by Bristow, but Bristow couldn't hold it. Now the Swoopies reload, put a puck on the net. Christensen's there and got it covered. He's slow across the net though, Christensen, but it doesn't matter if you can't get the shot through. And the Toilers will dump the puck all the way, racing back to pick it up and make sure it goes for an icing. Where's Zach Carter? He had to beat a very fleet-of-foot Indy Beck. Beck was coming in a hurry, but again, this takes more time off the clock. 6 minutes. By the time the puck is dropped, it'll be 6.5 minutes. Got to get 2 goals, the Swoopies, to win it. Toilers don't need any. They can just keep ticking that clock down. Face off this time won by the Swoopies. Not as clean as Westwood would have liked it, but it was still a win. Hopkins now tries to get the puck across. It's onto Bristow, but he can't hold it. And the Toilers will just fling it away, and that will go for another icing, which will take another 30 seconds off the clock, especially when it runs into Bristow's feet on the return. And so that will slow the game down even further. This is where the Swoopies really need to put some time pressure on to try and get the game sped up. This is where the Toilers can just slow it down. Every time they slow it down, it's harder for the Swoopies. The face-off won there by Westwood. Shot flung in, but it went wide. Bristow now with a chance. He's got a little bit of space. Blows a tyre on the backhand. And instead it's picked up there by Hodson, I think, for the Toilers as they battle hard around the back of the boards. Westwood circling around looking for it. It comes up to him, but he's stick-checked nicely. Shot fired in there, Cottingham. It went a little bit wide, but a good choice. And now the Toilers will just return the puck around the other side, turn everything around, going in on the pinch. Stokel doesn't get there in time. Westwood being challenged by Beck, plays it back to Cottingham, who's the last line of defence, under pressure. Swoopy's trying to do a lot of that cute stuff. Westwood putting good pressure on. He comes across fast, trying to pick it up and scores. Westwood got onto the puck. Gary Christensen's not very happy about it. I think he thinks it might have been goaltender interference, but Westwood just got that. He put the puck onto the net. And it just bobbled out a little bit loose, and in the end, I don't think there's any goaltender interference with that. Gary Christensen's just annoyed. Westwood gets it through, and we are back to a 2-all game with just under 5 minutes to play. Get the face-off underway very shortly. So now the clock doesn't favour anyone. It was working for the Toilers. Now it works for no one or everyone, depending on whether you just want to play more hockey. Keane got the puck up to Rakovic, who dumps it in. Ficini now the danger man, tries to get past the pressure. Carter saw the threat, but he's still there. Ficini, and the puck's loose and bobbling around. He goes backwards into the net. He didn't have the puck in his pocket, so it doesn't count as a goal. You can see how effective he is when he gets that room. He started off a little bit sluggish, but he's really come into his own in the second and third period for Cheney. Very effective indeed, and we know he's scored a lot of goals in this league this season. Puck chipped through. Goaltender looks at it go through. Is no one back home for the not for them, for the Swoopies. Rakovic now gets the puck onto his stick, chips it forward, finds Carter on the rush. Carter's charging in, puts the puck on the net. Christensen shuts it down, looking for that rebound, but Christensen well and truly had it. He was on top of that one. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 2 goals apiece. The Swoopies have outshot the Toilers 2-1. Christensen has been mostly up to the task. And they've certainly been giving Ficini too many opportunities. And that's what's let the Toilers in when he's had that chance to get past them all. Now Keane tries to fling it in, bounces off the pads of Beck, tries to get past Carter. Carter returns and rims. As now DeBono has to go up and try and get it if he can, but blasting through sheer force was Christensen. Toilers having to just reset. Now DeBono has the puck. He's on his forehand with a bit of room. Beck just managing distance beautifully, shutting down his lines. Watkins now with the puck. Chips cross ice. It's that risky cross ice thingo, but they get away with it to Beck. Beck tries to get past Keane, but doesn't. Runs into a brick wall. There's too many black jerseys there. But not clearing the puck out of the zone as well as he would have liked was Johnson. The puck dumped deep into the corner. Ambrose ambling down there as Rakovic goes back quickly. Tries to clear it out of the zone. He's checked though. He's going to have another go. This time he reverses back the other way. Hasn't got much in the way. Wingers to pass to. Tried to find Johnson, who just lost it behind him, but now he has a chance. Johnson's got DeBono loose in the slot. The pass across to DeBono onto his stick. He shoots and he scores. Martin DeBono, beautiful pass across there. That's the play they needed to do. Christensen there, not much you could do about it. You can see DeBono skating right down the middle. Beck was caught, not quite sure who to take, and DeBono just fired it through, and it got past Gary Christensen. And now the Swoopies with a 1-goal lead with 2 minutes to play. We go to stop time now, so the clock will stop every break. That's in the favour of the Toilers. Watch also for the Toilers to pull their goalie. They will probably pull Gary Christensen off at some point as soon as they get a guaranteed possession. And they will try and go 6-on-5 to load the numbers up. Puck comes all the way back, and the Swoopies goaltender will shut that one down as Beck was racing through to try and do something. Christensen looking over at his bench. When do you want me to come off the ice? But they haven't done anything with him yet. 1 minute and 53 seconds. The clock is stopped. Winding up there is Indy Beck waiting to fire the cannon if they get the puck to him, but they don't. The face-off won by Westwood. That was an important one. Sometimes you think face-offs don't matter, but that one most certainly did. Beck was loose in the slot as well. Racing over now to try and pick it up. Fontana. He tries to clear the puck out of the zone. This is what the Swoopies at the moment need to clear the puck out of the zone. They haven't. The Toilers haven't pulled the goalie. Hobson tries to get a puck through bodies, but in the way there was Andrews. Andrews still crawling around all over the ice, trying to do his best snowman impersonation. The cannon fired from a distance. It's loose in the slot. And the clock will stop again. Christensen still in the net. A minute and a bit to go. Toilers don't need to rush. They've actually got stop time now, but the cannon there was fired by, I think it was Liam Patrick, who put some authority on that shot, but there was enough bodies in the way that it didn't get through. 1 minute and 23 seconds to go. Can the Swoopies hold on to a 1-goal lead? Ficini now in the slot waiting to try and get a shot away. Face-off comes back to him, but he doesn't get it cleanly. It's run through. Gary Christensen still on the ice. Lucky this time as here comes Fontana. And Fontana is back-checked hard by a ferocious back-check by the Toilers. But goes across the slot, not able to finish it off Hopkins. Now the Toilers come back with some speed. Ficini, but he's poke-checked by Ambrose Keane, who shuts it down nicely. Fay tries to get it across, but back there was Hobson, who shut it down. Puck goes in deep, and racing to close off the icing was Fontana, who did that nicely. Comes back up to Carter. 47 seconds to play now, 1-goal lead. Carter plays across to Keane. Keane will just run the clock. Chips it up the boards. Doesn't quite get it as far as he would have liked, though. Patrick Fay puts it across. He's looking for Ficini, but Carter's got it. Carter needs to clear the puck up the boards if he can. He reverses and tries to do so. Desperation now for the Swoopies. They've got to clear the puck out of the zone, and they do. It's the right play for them as here come the Toilers looking for another reset. Just 20 seconds to go on the clock. Chipping it up backhand was Fay. Goes into a lot of traffic. Puck loose. The goaltender watches it into the corner. 10 seconds now to play. Hodgson calls for it on the point. He winds. He shoots from a distance. It bobbles just a little bit wide. It's still loose in the slot. The clock will stop with 4 seconds to go. They pull the goalie. Now watch for the Toilers at this point. With one face-off to go, they've got 5 seconds. Will they stack all of their players close in the slot? Try and put the puck there and see what they can do. There's been a timeout called. So with 4.9 seconds to go, the Toilers have called a timeout. They're allowed 1 30-second timeout. See what they set up from the face-off. There's a classic manoeuvre you can do in this situation with this much time to go. Is you just put all of your players right in the slot, so right across the line in front of the goal. And the centre's job is to win the face-off and try and put the puck into the slot. And then you just got enough bodies trying to shove the thing in. I don't think it's ever worked, but it certainly looks good. And it's worth a try because nothing else is going to work. It's either that or try and get the puck to a player in a high slot with a cannon on them. And that can work too. And even then, you still want to try and stack that zone with bodies and shove as many bodies forward as possible. They have pulled Gary Christensen off, so they've got 6 on the Toilers with 4.9 seconds to go to keep their grand final hopes alive. If the face-off is won by the Swoopies, they will win the game. This face-off absolutely critical for Cheney there. He's on his backhand. Not ideal for him. You can see the Toilers now. They're all crowding in. They may as well now. Got to try something. This is an absolutely critical face-off for both teams. A face-off won by the Toilers. The shot's on. Enough bodies in the way by the Swoopies, and that's going to run the clock down. And the Swoopies will take the 2025 Winter Grand Final. And Jared Hopkins throws his gloves away again. You want to keep them, so you'll lose them. So a great game there by both teams. Very entertaining all the way through to the finish. The Toilers tried everything they could. Swoopy certainly gave them enough chances, but in the end it was a weight of shots, 35-19, and the goals went that way in the end. So goals to the Toilers, to Ficini and McBride, and for the Swoopies, DeBono with 1, Westwood with 2. That doesn't make sense. Why am I seeing 2 of them? No, Westy got 1, and Kyle Johnson with 1 as well. So Swoopies are the Division 5 Grand Final winners for 2025 here at iceHQ. We'll be back with you for more Grand Finals tomorrow.